Cool. The next thing we're going to deal with is hopefully something that you've seen before, probably back at elementary school or middle school or maybe high school, tree diagram. And we have a definition for it. Tree diagram is a diagram used to show the total number of possible outcomes of an event. So with that, we also, again, every time we have new vocabulary, there's always some type of keyword that's there. And hopefully you see tree diagram is just a diagram. So when it comes to this, that's what we're talking about. It's a diagram. So here, we're going to talk about college, because that's what some of you guys are going off to next. But we're going to use a college situation to help you see a tree diagram and help you understand that. Because I just want you to see what's going on with the tree diagram. So here, go ahead and write this down. So stop the video and write it down, and then we'll keep going on. But here, there are 3 math classes to choose from, 2 science classes, and 2 humanities classes. And they want us to see how many schedules we can make with just having 1 math class, 1 science class, and 1 humanities class. And when it comes off to college, when you go off to college, you realize that they give you so much freedom of how you want to give you what you want to do, how you want to do it. Like, your schedule is up to you. Whatever you want to do, however you want to do it, whenever you want to do it, that is on you. So, for example, if you see the 3 math classes, they could all be like maybe college algebra or something of that sort, but they're offered at different times, at very different times throughout the day. And so with that, if they're offered throughout different times of the day, they could have different teachers or they could have the same teacher, but it's all about what works best for you. So if math is better for you in the afternoon, then take an afternoon math class at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock or a noon class. If your morning is good for you, do a morning class. If people tell you that a teacher is bad, then you can choose a class based on you've heard bad things about this teacher, so you don't want to take that teacher. Sometimes they're right. People are right about that. Sometimes people just don't like that person, and so they would bad mouth them. So just like in high school. So with that, it's up to you how you choose your schedule. So here, there's 3 math classes that you can choose from, 2 science classes, and 2 humanities classes. Now with that, we're going to make a tree diagram to see how many possible ways we can make this happen. That we can have one math class, 1 science class, and 1 humanities class. So here, I'm going to start off with, let's do math. Oh no. We have math 1. We're going to have math 2. And down here, we're going to have math 3. Not that. Let's do math 3 right here. I'm going to have to move math 2 up a little bit. Okay. And so here, with math 1 here, we're going to branch this out. Now, there's 2 possible things that we can do. We can do science 1 or science 2. Okay. Now, from the science 1 there, we can choose either humanities 1 or humanities 2. For science 2, we can choose humanities 1 or humanities 2. And so that works the same way for math 2 and math 3. So we're going to do the exact same thing we just did there. So for science 1, science 2, we have humanities 1, humanities 2. Whew. All right, and then here we have humanities 1 again, humanities 2. And I'm sorry, this looks really jacked up, my bad. And then for math 3, again, you have 2 science classes, 1 and 2. And you can have 2 humanities. Let's change that to here. You have humanities 1, humanities 2, or humanities 1 here for science 1, science 2, or humanities 2. Now, because I'm out of space, let's do it over here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to count how many possible ways there are. So math 1, science 1, humanities 1 is one way. Math 1, science 1, humanities 2, that's 2. And science 2, humanities 1, that's 3. And then 4. Then there's 5. Then there's 6. There's 7. There's 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So there's 12 possible schedules we can make. Possible schedules. Again, that's Humanities 1, Science 1, Math 1, Science 1, Humanities 1, Math 1, Science 1, Humanities 2. That's the second one. Math 1, Science 2, Humanities 1, and then Math 1, Science 2, Humanities 2. So those are different. That's so far that was 4, and then there's 12 in all. All right, so that was a tree diagram. And just to make sure everybody's at least seen that before, so it's not like brand new and nobody's ever told you about that. Now, here's one other information of another vocabulary word here. And this one is called the basic counting principle. And yes, it's a lot of writing right there, yes. But I want you to write it down because it's a definition. And really, the basic counting principle has all this written in there. So whenever we have a vocabulary quiz, it should be able all this stuff right here. So that should be something that's very quick and easy to remember. You don't even have to remember the actual definition. All right, so the basic counting principle says if event M can occur M ways and is followed by an event N that can occur N ways, then the event M followed by the event E, N, can occur in M times N ways. And you're like, that makes so much sense. Yeah. Woo! That's all that makes so much sense. Sounds like all the other math stuff. All right, so let's take a look at what we're talking about here. Like, what do they mean by that? What do they mean by that? So let's think back with our math classes, our math, our science, and our humanities class. Now with that, we had 3 math classes, and we can only have them 3 ways. You can only have math 1 or math 2 or math 3. That's the only way you can have those math classes, either 1, 2, or 3. We have the 2 science classes, either science 1, science 2. There's no other way you can have a science class except for math 1, science 1 or science 2. In humanities, there's only 2. So the basic counting principle says if there's only 3 math classes, and that's only that you can choose from, there's only 2 science classes, and that's only you can choose from, and there's only 2 humanities classes, and that's all you can choose from, the basic counting principle will work here of doing 3 math classes, 2 science classes, 2 humanities, and just multiply each one of those. And if you do that, you see there's 12 possible ways again. So what's going to happen is we're never going to do the tree diagram because our numbers are going to be so huge later on. So what we're always going to do is the basic counting principle. So here, that's the biggest part. That's the most important part there. The basic counting principle. Okay, so we're going to go into an example where we're going to do with the basic counting principle and go from there.